Hey, I have 700 hours and I am champ. Is that good?
Yeah, man, that's pretty good. You're improving quickly.
Yo, I have 500 hours and I just got GC. What about that?
Dang, that's insanely impressive. Usually it takes players quite a bit longer than 500 hours to get to Grand Champ.
Wait, I just hit 7 hours and I'm already Supersonic Legend. Is that good?
We see this asked to streamers or commented on YouTube, Reddit, and Twitter far too often. So today, I'm going to dive in to the correlation between rank and hours, and why I think you shouldn't focus too much on it. Before we get into it, I want to mention that I have a goal of reaching 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So if you aren't subscribed, please hit that button. I would greatly appreciate it. First, I want to make it very clear that you should not concern yourself with how many hours it has taken you to reach the rank that you have achieved. Now, obviously, as you continue to invest more time and effort into anything, you will be making progress. But one, we are all going to improve at different rates, and two, we all spend these hours doing different things. Some of us spend most of our time in-game actually queuing up ranked. Some will spend more time doing training packs, free play, or workshop maps. While some of us will spend our time trading. Some will play private matches with their friends. Some will grind 6-mans and tournaments. And these will obviously all have very different results in regard to the rate at which each person improves. I created a survey to field responses on players' peak rank and the number of hours they have played Rocket League. There are a few things we need to note before we look at this. 1, this is a very small sample size. 2, there is nothing stopping people from lying or stretching the truth. 3, most of these results are from players from my Twitter feed, which is heavily skewed towards hardcore players and highly ranked players. And 4, I imagine lower level players were less excited about filling this out than a higher ranked player, which also contributed to a heavy bias towards the upper ranks. With that said, I do think there is still some valuable information here, so let's take a look. The way I want to check this out is to first compare the median across ranks to see what each rank's average hours were, and then I want to dive in a bit further and look at how widely those results vary inside each rank. So up first, we have bronze, which, well, I got 0 responses from bronzes. I imagine that most bronze players are in the first 2 categories of 1 to 500 hours, but I'm also certain there are plenty of players that have more hours that are still in bronze. We do have to remember that not everyone is focused on becoming better, and some just play the game to chill out and have fun. Like I mentioned before, the lower ranks did not get as many responses as the top end of the ranked ladder, but I did manage to get 4 responses from silvers. All 4 were in the 250 hours or less category, which does not surprise me at all, especially with this massive influx of new free-to-play players, which should make it a bit easier to climb out of bronze. As I said with bronze, I would not be surprised in the slightest with plenty of silver players having 500 or more hours in the game. Next, we have gold. I received 22 responses from gold players, and here is the spread. As we can see, the majority is in the first category of 250 hours or less, though there is a decent percentage with 500 to 1500 hours. This is about what I would have imagined for gold ranks. Platinum, we were able to field 60 responses, with the majority still in the first 2 categories, though it was a bit more balanced this time, with 30% in each, and there were a few more sprinkled in with quite a few hours. I received 79 responses from diamond players, and as we can see here in the chart, the average hours invested is starting to climb. This is only natural, as it should take a bit more mechanical skill to break into these ranks. Keep in mind that diamond is the top 5 to 6% of the player base, so this should be difficult to achieve. Champ, we received 157 responses, and again, we see the median amount of time invested to achieve this rank increase. 196 Grand Champs responded, and the median has now jumped up to between 2,000 and 3,000 hours. This is about what I expected, as Grand Champ is the highest rank in the game. Or at least it used to be. With the latest update, Psyonix has added another rank called Supersonic Legend. For this survey, many players responded as if Psyonix had already implemented the Supersonic Legend rank last season, which works great and still gives us a good idea of what this season's Supersonic Legends will look like in regard to hours invested. Of course, the median has continued to rise, but I thought it was neat to see that the largest percentage of this rank has invested over 5,000 hours into this game. That's 83 full days. One thing we notice when looking at the range in each of these ranks is a trend of the range becoming wider in the middle of the ranked ladder. While at the very bottom, most players have few hours, and at the very top, most players have a ton of hours. But most importantly, you need to realize that there is always going to be variation. Each of us will improve at different rates, and there is no right or wrong way to go about this. Perspective is key. Here we can see an example of a world champion and longtime professional player claiming he is a bad player. You need to understand that no matter how good you are, there will always be someone that is better than you, and there will always be someone that is worse than you. The key here is to not compare yourself to others, but instead look at yourself in the past. If you have improved from your past self, that is great. You are making progress. Now, if you are not satisfied with your improvement, then you will need to work harder by spending more time training to accelerate your progress. With that said, I suggest you stop comparing yourself to these outliers that climb the ranked ladder in record time. Do not focus on how quickly you climb, and instead just try to relax and enjoy the journey. Good luck, have fun, and I'll catch you next time.